Hi, Dave with Regal Fabric here, your Boston area cleaner of all soft furnishings. I'm here today with Tricia from Frolicking Fido, a Saugus area business. Tricia, why don't you explain exactly what you do?
Sure, thanks Dave. Frolicking Fido is a pet service business, and we supply a few different resources for our customers. We do dog walking, we do hikes, and we also do some transportation. Dave and I have talked many times about customers that have accidents in the pet's home. What have you seen in the past?
Well, Tricia, about 80% of the reasons why we get called out to clean a rug like you see here, which is an oriental rug, or a rug like in the back, is dealing with a pet accident. A cat or a dog has an accident, there's an odor, there's a staining issue, and the customer wants us to come and take care of it. It also happens on upholstery. We're in the business of responding after there's been an accident. You, on the other hand, have some tips for our customers out there how to prevent these accidents from happening. Is that correct?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. And I'm guessing behavioral issues probably are right up at the top of the causes?
Yeah, behavioral tends to be the most assumed issue that we have. It can be anything from separation anxiety. Sometimes storms, thunderstorms can get your pets excited. The fear of the outdoors as well. If you don't socialize your pet early on, they definitely can have some anxiety with just kind of getting out of the house, as well as territorial. They can tend to be very concerned about marking their homes. So bringing any new pet into the house, they're probably going to go and work around the house and do some marking, especially the males. Excited puppies, for example, when they're new to the house, a lot of times they'll get excited and be jumping on you when you first walk in from work for the day. One of the best things to do there is just ignore them. Maybe teach them to sit so that they're not jumping and kind of getting themselves stimulated when you first get home. But one thing I want to make sure that everybody's aware of is it's not just behavioral. A lot of times it can be medical, and you don't want to overlook those issues. So for example, if you're feeding your dog or cat some rich foods, that could upset their stomach, and that could be a big issue that they could then have some accidents in the home, as well as maybe a UTI issue. And if that's the case, you want to get them to the vet and make sure they get some medication. Even spayed females can have an estrogen incontinence, which a lot of people don't know about. So that's something that could be handled with medication as well. And funny enough, dogs can have a form of Alzheimer's, a doggy Alzheimer's, and they can actually forget their potty training. So sometimes you have to return to that. And something, again, just talk to your vet about. Another thing would be maybe a pain or an illness or injury that they may have had. They may really have some challenges physically once they get outside bending or to relieve themselves as to what they're used to doing. So that can then be an issue later because they may not actually get to relieve themselves, and then you get back in the house and then there's an accident. And the one last big thing I would say is medication. A lot of times medications can cause your pets to need to get more hydration, so they'll drink a lot more, and the next thing you know, they need to have more frequent release. So we're here to make sure that they get out early and often, and that they're not left behind at the house and having those issues. And
do you find that behavioral issues are more prevalent in dogs than cats, or is it equal?
Well, dogs in the social sense that they can certainly want to mark the house, but cats as well. It can certainly go both ways as to how many pets you probably have in the home, how much they've kind of been brought up together and that they're used to their surroundings. But it can definitely be a behavioral or a medical issue, yeah.
Are younger pets more apt to have these accidents than older pets?
Well, I would say the younger, yes, because it's probably more of a training. But on the older, when you're talking senior pets, then you're definitely getting into some, more extreme medical issues or medications that they may need to start taking. So that mid-range is probably your safest, but the two extremes is usually where you have to start kind of confining your vet.
You're based in Saugus?
Based out of the Saugus area. My service is Saugus and surrounding cities. We do walks from the home. We also do long hour-and-a-half hikes where we go out, we do off-leash or on. And we also do transportation, so if your pets do need to get to your vet or your groomer and you get stuck and can't get them there, we're there to help for that as well. How would
folks get in touch with you, Tricia, if they wanted to schedule an appointment or just ask you some questions?
Yeah, absolutely. They can call me at 855-RUN-FIDO, which is also 855-786-3436. And also, if you want to learn a little bit more about us, we have a Facebook page for Frolicking Fido, where I leave tips and tricks there as well, and I'll put some of this stuff up there so people have a resource to go to.
Fantastic. Thank you. So folks, if your pet has an accident, we'd love to help you. You can reach us directly at Regal Fabric here at 781-995-0683 in the Boston area. Or to help prevent accidents from happening at all, maybe talk to Tricia. Tricia's a great source. We've been doing business with her for a while now, and we'd love to have her on our team. Again, Dave with Regal Fabric here, Tricia Priestley with Frolicking Fido. Any questions? probably one of us. Thanks, Tricia.
Thanks for having me.